Hello everyone and welcome. Mike with DiscGolfVanLife, here to kick off round 2 of the 32nd annual City of Mobile Championships. Let's take this time to recognize Saraland Pharmacy. Not only do they have a large selection of discs, their support has made this tournament possible. Round 1, we followed our defending champion, MPO. But the hot round came from both Jakub and Krans. Now let's get back to the coverage with Dustin and Caleb.
All right, folks, welcome back here. I am once again Dustin Mouret, bringing you the commentary alongside Mr. Caleb Bryant. How you doing today, sir?
Good, and welcome to be back, or glad to be back. I guess not welcome to be back.
Yeah, it's both. As we get into our lead card coverage here for round number 2, we got a tie for the lead coming into this. It's Jakub Semerád, tied with Krans. Both went 9 under par at the Admiral during round number 1. MPO, the hometown hero, shooting at 8 under par, so just 1 stroke off the lead. And tied with him is none other than Colten Montgomery. So definitely a lot of familiar faces on the second round.
Yeah, a bunch of talented players on this card. All right, hole 1. Muni is totally different. Langan, Muni, we call it a couple different names. Totally different than the Admiral. So we're going for open, sort of bomber shots. Hole 1's got 2 lines. You can see that right-hand line, but most people just kind of take it straight at the basket with a putter. So we'll kind of see how these guys do it. This day we didn't have a lot of wind, so all pretty much perfect scoring conditions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 32nd Annual City of Mobile Championships presented by Saraland Pharmacy. Lead card, let's go. All right, if you are planning on spectating, please give the players a lot of room in the back. Don't encroach and let them play the game. First on the tee box, shooting a -9 from Zeldy, Czech Republic. Y'all give it up for Jakub.
Yeah, Jakub actually placed 4th at City of Mobile Championships last year. He has 21 career PDGA sanctioned wins at MPO. Won the Hanola Open in Finland as silver event last year on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Also did very well at the Krokle Open and the Turku Open and Ledgestone. So this guy can sling, and that's a justice out of his hand.
A justice on that line. That's hilarious. Oh, that was kind of unlucky there.
Yeah. A very seasoned justice, I might add.
All right, this brings us to number 2 on the tee box, tying the hot round from Dudley, Massachusetts. Y'all get up for
Krans, your 2022 PDGA Amateur World Champion and 2nd at the U.S. Amateur Championship that year. He has already collected 14 MPO wins since then the last couple of years. Been seeing him on the tour. So, yes, very smooth thrower.
Yeah, they're all take rate at it line. You don't really see the hyzer line taken too often. Kind of a bad tree kick there, but he's still right there, 25 feet away.
Third on the tee box, your defending champion from right here in Satsuma, Alabama. Y'all give it up for Matty.
Yep, 8-time City of Mobile champion, won the last 4 in a row. Long career with lots of success. Obviously, his most notable win was probably the MVP Open back in 2023, I believe that was.
Yeah, glad.
But one of the top 20 players in the world.
Yeah. Super smooth. This is exactly what you want to do here. Pretty much.
That was a pine out the hand. Yep.
And rounding out our final grouping from Berthoud, Colorado. You'll give it up for Colten.
Our 2014 U.S. Amateur Champion, so a major winner. Also the Waco Annual Charity Open Champion on the Disc Golf Pro Tour back in 2020. Had several top 20 finishes on the Disc Golf Pro Tour last year. A very notable name out of Discmania. Not sure what he's throwing here. Maybe a P3X or a Link or something like that. I know it's kind of some of his favorite throwing putters.
Yeah,
sometimes if he wants to go something straighter, he'll throw a Logic.
The P3X play is what you see from a lot of people, just kind of slightly overstable putter.
Yes.
All these guys have thrown mids, though, so far, so maybe I'm just...
Yep, mid could be possible here. I know he throws a lot of MD1s.
This looks great. Yep. Even better than MPO, so that was great shot from the card. I know Jakub's kind of got unlucky there, but everybody threw pretty much what you want to do.
And he putts with the Orbit Hope, so you'll be seeing that all round long. And that was a nice bid. Also, if you're confused, this is an alternate pin position for hole 1 at Muni. We don't normally have it in this position for recreational play, but for comm, we did this to make the hole more difficult, and we cut out normal hole 2 on the course.
That was a rough miss there from Paul. That was not characteristic, I would say.
Yeah, I believe he putts with the pixel, just so you'll know that for future. Judge from Matteo there.
Good too from Edia.
Absolutely. Exactly how you want to start. Catch the leaders right away.
Paul to clean up his par. There you go. Not too bad. You wanted to get the birdie, but don't start with a bogey.
Colten putting with the link. Probably his Arctic Fang, which is like a signature disc he used to have.
Not a bad card there. I mean, it's kind of a weird hole, but you always feel like you should birdie it. I feel like if it was hole 9, you'd birdie it more often. But right here at hole 2, most people take the sidearm. You obviously have the water OB here. There's a line. And then behind the basket, there's also water. 350 feet. It's a pretty simple sidearm if you've got it, or a turnover mid. There is a straight line at it, but most people kind of take the over the water shot. I saw a couple straight shots this year, though, so.
I think we're going to see a lot of up the middle mids here from this particular group of players.
More often.
Yeah, so this is Pine for Matteo. I think he wanted less ante out the hand than that.
Until a couple years ago. I feel like everybody went over the water until just a couple years ago.
Wow, what a lucky gap there he hit. I think he pulled that more than he wanted to.
That was fortunate, but it was a good shot out of his hand.
Same disc here from Colten that he threw off hole 1. I think this might be an MD1.
Yeah, it definitely had more flip. He threw it a little harder this time. Good shot, though.
Yep. Scaring that back OB a little bit.
Yeah. I was completely wrong. I thought everybody would kind of go over the water with a sidearm or something. And that's an unfortunate OB. You'll still be right there, edge of circle, or maybe slightly inside. It depends on where he went in, but definitely don't want to go OB here.
You got a forehand here. Yeah, it could be fireball maybe, or panic. I actually just don't know Paul Krans' bag. He hadn't put out an in the bag yet. Do it, Paul Krans. We need an MVP in the bag from you. Out on YouTube somewhere.
This looks great. Yeah, that's a great shot.
Absolutely. That is the forehand play you're referring to, executed perfectly.
I feel like it's the easiest play on the hole, but
it brings the water into play, I guess, technically early. But yeah, it is a very safe play with an overstable disc.
Yeah, if you go out of bounds with a sidearm, you went out of bounds 25 feet in front of the tee pad.
Yeah, exactly. That's the scary part about it.
Trying to find Jakub's line here. It looks like he's going to be about 28 feet.
Yeah. Shouldn't be too hard to clean up par at this point.
Yeah, that's the good thing about the backhand. You go OB at the basket. So.
Yep.
Jakub for his par here. There you go. Scared me for just a second, but good putt.
Yeah, I would say of all the holes you play on the front nine, this is the one that doesn't hurt as bad when you don't get it. You want it for sure, but...
Yeah, it's right there, but it's definitely difficult.
Couple tap-in birdies there for the rest of the card.
Yep, that was a good card there. You don't see 3 birdies on the card too often on this hole. All right, hole 3, 230 feet. There is the obvious right up the middle line. Every once in a while, you'll see the sidearm hyzer. I see that sometimes, but I can just about bet all these guys are going to go right up the middle with a putter. You just want it to sit. There's OB. If you go OB, it's most of the time a par. You're in the circle. So you just want to stay in bounds, give yourself a good look at it. It's one of the shortest holes on the course, if not the shortest hole.
Yeah, simple shot, but it's just about distance control. That's just a Warden in hand for Matteo, looking to fly the way of the drone.
If that's it, oh yeah, that's great.
Perfect.
And see, you see how it's kind of moving. It's easy. The green's kind of fast, so it's easy to hit right beside the basket and skip OB.
Yep. Sometimes you'll see like higher spike lines over the bush line to try to control distance. Oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah, I'd never throw this. This is why. It gets so fast.
Oh, that's on the line? I think it might be.
If he's safe, he's lucky. That line scares me because of that. I'm not a huge fan of it.
I like with something overstable. Oh,
That's
got to pick a side.
Yeah, paws look perfect to me if it got around that. I like the straighter line.
Probably harp here for Jakub.
Yeah, and it looks like it's coming in a little softer.
Yeah.
Yep, great shot.
Went for the standstill to kind of tone down the power a little bit. And this is a scary putt to run, and
Yeah,
that's a smart move from Paul.
Yeah, if you miss it, you're probably OB. And see, Colten went. I'm assuming he's inbounds here.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So even if he was out of bounds, though, you see how close you are to the basket. So it's not super scary.
Actually, it's staying par, so you must have just slipped past the line.
Okay.
It looked very close. So it was indeed an OB.
But pretty easy par. You definitely want to get it, though. It's 230 feet. It's right there in front of you. You don't want to miss this hole.
Yes, 100%. You really want to rack them up on the front nine of this course.
Yeah, if you can go kind of shred the front nine. But, I mean, honestly, the whole course feels like that. This is definitely a different vibe than the Admiral. I mean, you feel like you got to get almost everything out here.
Yeah, this is like where you go on your scoring sprint and you're trying to hit double digits under par. Minimum.
Minimum, yeah.
I would say like some of the hottest rounds I've seen on this layout is probably like 14.
Yeah, 14. I feel like every year there's a 14. All right, hole 4. This one's kind of tricky with the water as well. It's pretty short, 265 feet. I keep getting surprised. I think there's one line straight at the basket, slight hyzer with a overstable putter, maybe a mid. Probably not from these guys though. You just want to make sure you don't go OB. But again, if you go OB here, you're pretty much dropping in your par. So it's not a huge deal.
I almost kind of like ace running this basket because if you go OB pin high, it's a tap in par.
Yeah, it definitely is a tap in on this one. It's even closer than the last one. That was a super overstable disc.
Yeah, that was a harp out of hand and got some really favorable skips to put you a tap in. See, the issue is if you throw too straight and you don't get left enough, you leave yourself a very dangerous death putt.
Right. This needs to get a good skip. See, he's going to have the death putt.
Yes.
It's close enough that you feel like you should make it, but it's still scary.
You're going to think a little bit on it.
Yeah. This also needs to skip. It looks... it got close enough. I think he's fine.
We'll get that one an 8 out of 10.
Here's Paul, assuming it's a mid of some sort putter. Yeah, that's bad trick. He released it.
That's a layup.
It's not. Yeah. This is definitely kind of a...
Unfortunately, 2 holes in a row where he's had to lay up. Not what you want to be doing on those holes, unfortunately.
So here's the testy putt. He should... You could tell it was low, though. He was a little nervous on that.
Yeah, that line is only just a couple of feet off that basket, so you miss, you're going OB. There's no question. Unless you hit basket and push forward.
My luck is I'd hit basket and still go OB.
Yeah, you hit the backspin off a root, roll in the water. Classic. They really love tennis over there. They are massive tennis. I mean, you've never heard more intense tennis in your life than at Langan Municipal Park. I'm just telling you.
It was the whole round for us.
Dude, yeah. They are all about tennis over there.
Good tap in from Edio.
Absolutely. On a heater to start this one.
Yeah, that's a great start. This hole gets a little tricky to me, too. It's like a really long version of the last hole we just played. So you're just throwing something straight that dumps at the end. You want to miss these 2 trees in the middle. And if you miss them on hyzer, you're probably parked or you're OB. And if you're OB, you're dropping in your 3. But it's 360 feet instead of 250 or 265.
Yeah, just trying to get that nice money skip to give yourself a good putt. Matteo, I think this is either a flow or an Ati out of hand here.
Looks more like a flow flight.
He literally said the word flow, so
yeah,
confirmed.
Yeah, this is a testy putt. You don't want this putt.
Nope.
Very makeable, also very OB-able.
OB-able. I like it. That's a new one for you out there.
I love it. This looks great if it misses that. Okay, yeah, I like this line a lot.
Yeah, nice overstable fairway there.
Just long enough to think about it, but he'll be fine.
Yeah. And that might be either one of his Pioneers or Felons that he threw there.
That's what I like, the overstable 9-speed on this kind of hole.
Yeah.
Yep, misses that tree. That's the tree. Oh, he's a little short, though.
Yeah, definitely didn't get as forward as you'd want, but it's safe. So you take that.
This looks inside.
Yes, I agree with you.
This needs to get left. He was short enough that he's fine.
Yep.
Gonna be a tough birdie, but
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a tricky putt. What a stepper, though.
that was a great putt. If he missed that, he was probably OB.
I mean, if he's Paul, he's thinking, dude, I just had to lay up 2 putts. Like, I got to send one at this point, you know? Let's get going.
That's hard to keep laying up on a course like this where you feel like you have to birdie everything. Wow, great putt. Again, that was definitely OB, too. I mean, like, these putts are tough.
That was a very good putt from Matteo there.
You think Colton's got a little pressure on him here?
I mean, after seeing those two. Oh, no. And no, that's Oscar Bravo.
Yep, that's just what happens here. And Jakub's close enough that you ought to make that every time.
Yeah.
You still think about it. But
I'll say this, though. These OB lines weren't here. This course gets shredded by
yeah,
these
the
guys.
OB makes the course, A-tier worthy. It needs it. I agree with every bit of the OB they put out.
I mean, ideally, we probably just play 3 rounds at Admiral. I mean, that's probably something, but, there are other divisions playing, and so you kind of have to rotate a little bit. And it used to be that we played Muni twice and Admiral once, so we've definitely made a correction by going to Admiral twice. But,
Definitely.
yeah, Muni still gets that little change of pace,
Hole 6 feels like the most you must get hole in the entire event. I don't know that there is one that's more. I mean, you can throw anything you want. I'd throw a sidearm. I've seen guys throw a spike hyzer. Just if you really want to go for it, it's less than 500 feet. I mean, all these guys can put it in a circle if they threw it well. Just throw something, pitch up, get a 4 or get a 3 and move on. You just got to get this hole. It's a must get.
Yeah, this is just a fairway driver. I think this is the Maverick, kind of an understable fairway driver there from Matt.
Not a great throw, but he's still going to have a pretty easy birdie.
Yeah. People used to get aggressive on this hole and try to go roller for eagle, but now with the new OB lines, you don't see that as often.
I like this if it flexes.
That's a smack right there from Jakub.
Yeah, see, this is the easiest birdie you're going to have. I mean, it's a long eagle look, but
Yep.
for sure the easiest birdie you're going to have.
And that was Orbit Rive, I believe, from Jakub.
I like this play. Make sure you get it low under these. Just put it out there. If you're anywhere close to that white stake you see, it's such an easy birdie. And he's, well past it.
Yeah, the short pin's about 340 feet that he just flew past, so that was close to 400 feet on the forehand there.
Which is just fine on this hole.
Yeah,
This needs to stay flipping. Did it clip something?
it did. For the best, probably.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine. I mean, I played with Noah 5-Ash. He hit the first tree and dropped right down in the middle, and then he put it right up next to the basket for the easy 3. Same
Tricky
thing.
lie for Matt here. Flexes the yacht tee up there, though.
Perfect. I mean, even Matt was definitely not happy with his drive. It's still pretty simple.
Little putter up shot here for Colten. Puts him right there.
A little more than I'd want on there, but he's fine. I mean, he's 20 feet.
Yeah.
Great shot for Paul.
Drops that thing in.
I'd like to see the eagle.
Would be nice. It's about an 80-footer, I'd say.
He's giving it a run. Yeah,
And he's got it.
that was great.
I haven't seen too many eagles on this hole in the air. Most of the time, it's a roller that gets it done. So, really well done
Those
there.
limbs make the shot hard. I mean, you have to keep it low. That's why I throw the sidearm. Colton, you got to make that.
That is definitely one he's going to think about a little bit.
He's a great putter, too. I hate to see him miss that.
Yeah. Did all the hard work and...
Really the pressure, like, knowing this is the one hole you can't miss.
Yeah. Routine tap-in birdie here from Adio to finish us off.
I hear that ice cream truck again, too. All right. So, hole 7, 289 foot, just your most stock 289-foot hyzer. You can throw whatever you want. I feel like everybody can pretty much throw every disc in their bag to the circle here. This is another one you just feel like you got to get. This bush on the right kind of makes it tricky. I mean, you just don't want to land behind it, but you can pretty much always have a play here.
Exactly. Most people just take the big spike hyzer. I see some people take more direct lines at it now, particularly people who aren't local. And this is a justice in hand for Jakub.
When I walk up to it, I don't even think sidearm, but some people do. This is exactly what I think everybody would want to throw here.
Yep, overstable mid or fairway driver, and that was a park job from Jakub. Well done.
Almost a little ace run.
Yep. Looks like Ati here from Matteo. Overstable 9 speed.
Yep. A little short, but he's fine.
Good spot to be without having to challenge that bush.
I'm sure Paul will be doing the same thing.
Yep.
Look a little inside, just kind of settle. He's fine. He's still right at the edge. So.
Yeah, ground action's going to give him a longer putt than he wanted, but still not too shabby. Thinking tactic or MD5 here probably from Colten.
Yeah, it looks slow. It's a little short, too.
It is a little short.
Like to see Colten make this one kind of rebound from the last couple holes.
Would love to see that. And no, just wide right.
I'd rather see somebody missing right than left, but it is a long putt.
He does.
Here's Paul for the 2. Good putt.
Really well done. That was definitely a tester range, not a gimme by any means.
For sure. And I'm telling you, these putts, like these 25, 30 footers on holes like this are so much harder because you just feel like you have to make it. Here's another tester from Matt.
Yeah, he actually stayed just left enough of this bush to where it shouldn't be in the way of his putt. But still misses low. Interesting. It happens.
Here's Colten to save the par. That scared me for a second.
It did too, yeah. I'm with you.
These baskets are not my favorite baskets in the world, for sure.
Yeah, if you putt with straight line power, you're going to hit that pole and have a chance to bounce back on these.
Yeah, the changes feel light here. Good birdie from Jakub.
Keeping it competitive.
All right, hole 8. Pretty simple par 4 when you break it down. They've added a lot of OB now. So when I first played it a few years ago, it was just like very simple, gimme birdie. I think the OB is probably a good add in. I mean, it definitely makes it more complicated. There's OB left and right. You just want to throw something in the middle. From then on, you can kind of pitch up, take your birdie, move on.
Yeah, I like the change. I like that they added OB to this hole. You can see it go all the way down the left side. It goes there, around the right side of that right bush as well. Makes you think a little bit.
This is low. Oh, this is beefy, though. He's good.
Yep, orbit enforcer out of the hand, so always coming back.
Yeah, I thought he overturned it, but it was actually perfect.
Yeah, smacked it very nicely there. See what Paul wants to do here. Similar thought.
Pretty much do anything on this hole as long as you just don't go OB or hit an early tree, and even the early trees are still 300 feet down the fairway. So
yeah.
Yep, this looks great.
Yeah, nice little spike hyzer there.
He was worried they may hit the trees, I guess, but he was well past those.
Yep.
I know
believe it was that same blow.
Instagram. I'd love to see him get the 2 again. He's not even going for it.
It's probably PD2, I think, out of hand, but just yanked it right.
He's safe, I think.
He is.
As long as you're safe, you're fine. See, this is the worst drive of the group, and it's still pretty stock hyzer.
Ooh.
Jeez.
That'd be one way to make up for a couple of missed putts.
Yeah. Another stock hyzer for Paul. This looks a little bit short. A little bit, but he's fine.
Yeah, skips up there nicely. Again, we got that real tight grouping right now between our top 3 players on this card, and Colten's still in striking distance.
Yeah, everybody's kind of shredding. I know Colten struggled a little bit, but he's still Got plenty of time. That was a great shot from Jakub.
Jakub throws that justice so well, man. Like, he throws that disc so often.
Here's Matteo. Again, Stock Kaiser. Pulled it a little inside, maybe. Oh, that's actually perfect.
Yeah, no worries there. Out of the group.
Yeah, this is our worst shot, and he's 26 feet. Maybe a little farther. Perfect putt, though.
Should be seeing a star frame here for sure.
Yeah, something like that. Like a little column. Yeah, something like that, exactly.
I'm guessing it's Colten next.
Yeah, he did throw a little bit deep in the basket, but still a circle one putt for birdie here. See if he can course correct.
25 feet.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice bounce back after missing a couple from that range.
Right, yeah, he's had just a little bit of a struggle on the putting green, but he's fine. I mean, he's still got plenty of time.
Absolutely.
Here's Jakub for his tap-in 3. There you go.
Matteo will follow suit with just a drop in, and so we will have a star frame leading into our final hole of this front 9.
Yeah, this is another one. It's not as much of a must get, but you still really want to get this one. All right, hole 9, 398 feet, right at 400 feet. There's OB right, there's OB deep. It's a pretty stock hyzer. You want to throw it kind of right at that pole you see. Fade in, and you should be right in the circle. This bush is edge of circle short, so if you're anywhere past the bush, you're fine.
Yeah, I would say it requires maybe a little over 400 feet of power just because you have to take the hyzer line. There's no direct route. And like you said, the only real risk you're taking is overturning something into the parking lot.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely takes more than 400 feet of power. You're right about that. You got to throw it a little bit high. So, I mean, still not a super far hole. Actually, well, he's throwing it low. He's gonna.
That was Opto X. That was Opto X Ballista Pro, and yeah, just inside.
Yeah, I like throwing it high and wide. There's just nothing to hit. Throw it right at that pole.
Maybe Dimension or Delirium or something like that from Paul here. I know a lot of them are throwing the Dimension a lot nowadays.
If he threw this higher, it was perfect, but it's still going to be okay. He's just
good roll too.
Yeah. So he's 45 feet when he could be 25 feet.
Matt lining up what looks like an orbit drive to me.
Seems like the right disc. I'll trust you on that.
It's kind of one of those go-to distance drivers.
Okay. This looks perfect.
Oh, yeah. That should be money.
Well, yeah, he's good.
Perfect.
He's 20 feet, 25 feet. I know we had a left-to-right wind on this hole, so it's kind of hard to fade all the way back to the basket. This is the amount of height that I like to see on the hole. I think this makes it way easier. Well.
Oh, that is so unfortunate, man.
That
just like the one little 6-inch slot of airspace you can't hit, and that's what he hit. That's so unlucky.
That, I think he was perfect.
Yeah, that looks so good.
Line. I mean, the bush is directly in his line.
That's tough, man.
Here's Jakub for the long birdie look. He's known to make these. Oh, goodness, dude.
That is one thing I hear a lot from people on the tour and just, players who know Jakub well. Is just his putting threat from distance is so good.
We were all messing around at the Admiral after round 3, and he was making multiple from 60 feet just over and over and over again. Like it's.
Yeah.
Here's Matt for the birdie. Kind of always know he's going to make that.
He will collect. So he'll be the only birdie on the hole, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of shocking. I feel like you always see a couple on this one. This one's right there in front of you. Colten's was going to be really good. But it's a difficult hole. It's 400 feet. There's some OB. You got to think about it.
Indeed you do, but that is going to wrap things up here for our front 9 of the second round. Just take a look at the scores. Things are still very tight up at the top. Still anyone's game. Again, I am Dustin Mouret. You can catch me on Follow Dust on Twitter and Instagram, and Dustin Disc Golf on YouTube. And how about yourself, Caleb?
Caleb Bryant DG on Instagram is the best way to keep up with me.
All right, we'll see you on the back nine.
Awesome.